Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday and day before Canadian Thanksgiving. We're gonna play some Skyrim. We're gonna play for about I don't know, 2-ish hours, and then yeah. I also realized I'm finally all caught up on my YouTube videos, posts, which is good. Okay, what was... Oh yeah, I was gonna finish doing the house, and I completely forgot, because I had a lot going on last week. So I definitely didn't finish the house. Also, why is it so loud? God damn, it reset all of my settings. I'll keep voice up. Okay, and then gameplay. Display, subtitles are good, good. Okay. Let's go. Continue. What even were we doing? Hello, Clear. Long time no see, buddy. Where you been? Thought you were mad at me. Lifting? Aight. Okay. Okay. Oh, lifing. I was like, what? I guess we're starting today off with a, dwarven dungeon. Not to be that guy, but you also haven't renewed your subscription in a while. I don't ever expect it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Oh, there's a chest. Orcish boots, some gold, silver ingot. Oh. Well, that's why I was at home. I never actually finished fucking clearing my inventory. Don't you point that at me. Don't you even. I forgot to clear out my inventory. Clear out our inventory, and then we'll go back and start with the dungeon. 'Cause I'm just an idiot. Oh my god, child. Hey, do you want to join me in some Call of Duty haunting in a couple hours? If you're not doing anything? The haunting thing is, my least favorite and also favorite thing. Oh, right, I forgot I had the Dragon's Bane. I wanted to display that. Hilda? Mercurio.
I think there's something in the basement. I'm afraid to go down there.
Items, weapons, Dragon's Bane. It'll be fun.
Mama!
Child.
Huh?
child.
Ouch! Hey!
Thank you. Books. Did. Didn't mean to put that there. Okay. This fucking goat. Actually, you're gonna come with me. Oops, that's the map. Have we done? I think we did. Why are my triggers not working? That was weird. Okay. Holy shit, we have so many. We have so many quests. Bound bow. Why does it always default to my left hand? I'm wearing this super heavy armor. I should maybe not be wearing the super heavy armor. There we go. There we go. Now extra sneaky. Okay. Into the ruins.
I know you were trying to keep it to yourself, Caesar. Always there. No, there's got to be more school. Shut up, shut up. Don't
Some dwarves. Soul Jam. Some research notes. Ooh. Hilda. Okay, there's nothing that way. They jump out at me like that. It kind of startles me, and I hate it. Oh, he's already dead. Killed his own brother. How could you? Clearly they were going insane. been about a week since Valley went missing, and now Endrest is gone too. We found blood leading over to the barred-off doorway, but Sulla seems to think that they found a way through, and that they are trying to cut him out of the discovery. He keeps saying that we need to press on. We've managed to break through into another section of the ruins in Anemonculary. I probably butchered that so bad. Where the dwarves would produce their automatons. We learned the hard way that the metal creatures are still alive in there, and it hasn't improved Yike's mood at all. She holds that the Khajiit brothers aren't involved with the disappearances and has been keeping a hard eye on Sula. The rations have all but run out, and we are going to have to decide soon whether to brave the storm or try to push further into the ruins. I don't know if the echoes of screams I've heard in my sleep are those of our missing comrades or my own nightmares. Damn. Appreciate all the soul gems, though. That's good. Virtue. I'll take the ore. At least sell it. Soul gem, garnet. Let's go. Hey, first try. I love to see it. Potion of healing. Nailed it. 3 first tries. Let's go. Nothing of importance. Yeah, to take. Shut up, Hilda. You don't want to give away our position. that. I'll take that. Nothing else in there. Do a quick save. I had a feeling. Battle axe, dwarven oil ring. I will take. You're making a lot of noise, little fella. Oh, shitballs. I just had to miss. Thank you, Mercurio. Spoopy. I'm actually hoping to maybe get some spooky games in for this, you know, spooky season. Maybe I can drag some people in to play some Phasmophobia. Claire, you have Phasmophobia, right? I don't even know if you're still here, but... Oh. Misported soul. Read his journal. The eyeless creatures took us in our sleep. I don't know what happened to the Khajiit brothers. We never saw them in the cell. I managed to pick the lock and we made a break for it, but got split up. Sully yelled something about not leaving without finding what he came here for, and Umana chased after him. Yeg and I tried for the top of the cave shaft, but one of the ramps was broken. Without a hesitation, she grabbed me by the scruff of my tunic, threw me atop the ledge, and told me to run. And I did. I didn't even look back. I just ran like a coward. I could hear her fighting them, and I just had to get away. I didn't even notice the arrow in my shoulder till I hit here. Oof. It's a rough way to go. Some help you were, Mercurio. Jeez. Oh god, no, we're gonna have to fight Thalmor. Oh, there was an up right there. I didn't even notice. I'm being a snake, a snake, a sneaky snake. Got it. Gold. Ruby ring. Ooh. Any hidden chest over here? No. An expert level, huh? Rude. Rude. I can't find the sweet spot. There it is. Too far. There we go. Oh, I may as well take it. Ooh, master level chest. Okay, quick save. Okay, if you could not break instantaneously, that would be nice. Oh my god, what is this fucking sweet spot? I don't understand. Oh. Ooh. Nice. Lots of goodies. Super worth. Take that. I'll take that. Another chest. Plus 15 speechcraft. Oh, that was a solid haul. I'll take it. So I guess this was the cliff that was being spoken of, where the bridge was out. No, don't fall. Shit. Oh, there's a tripwire there. I missed. Yeah, somehow he couldn't see me. I'll take it. Stupid skeever. Whoa. That is a long way down. That's for sure. Large Dwemer plate. Small Dwemer plate. Itchy. Don't you cough at me, sir. Swimmer plate. Okay. There's nothing else that I could take from there. Anyone else? Nope. Good. What do the Filmora even do with gold? Are they just like goblins, basically? They just like to hoard it? Oh, pardon me. Fuck. I could level up. Let's go health. And then... Forward faces said mirrors. Not really worried about the arrows. Be honest, because I have a magic bow. Sir, I require you to move. Thank you. Ouch. worth it to search that guy, even though I could have just gone this way. That would, certainly be some. I'd love to know why I can't grab those. Boop. I just did it again. Get out of my inventory. God damn it. I am really glad Mercurio was not standing in front of me just then. Ooh, staff of icy spikes. I could take the cabbage and I could sell it. But I am not going to. These poor souls. They're just getting so utterly tortured. Feels bad, man. Okay, so that looks like the continuation. There was another direction this way? What is that? Oh, poison. Okay, so this was their cage that they spoke of. That's a lot of eggs and a quick save. I feel like we've been here already? Interesting. Okay. Oh. I don't know why my nose has to choose the worst times to be runny. But it does. There needs to be like a silent cast perk. You know? Be able to silently cast your magic. Super sneaky. So sneaky. I am the sneaky. Sneaky, 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 snack. Can't help but think I might need that. We're gonna have to eat a lot of ingredients later as well. Way to go, goat. The hell? Where did my first arrow just go? I'm so confused. Seriously, where are all of my arrows just deflecting off to? I would love to know. I don't know what I'm ever gonna need all of these eggs for. But, here we are. Oh wait, this was us. We came from down here. Right. There we go. Okay, apparently I'm not allowed to have that one egg. Fuck off. There we go. Oh, there's another chest. Save again, because I just collected more things. Can't help but feel like I'm about to go into a fight. Called it. Well, that wasn't very hard. And a key. Intriguing. What about you? Dwarven oil, flawless amethyst, soul gem. Well, to each their own, Mercurio, you know. Held up. God damn it, goat. Okay, so these were the other two that went missing. Ooh, glass sword. What about you? What do you get? You got nothing. Wait. Sapping. Interesting. I need to carry something. There we go. Frees up a bunch of space for me. So here's the quick way in, I guess. Yeah, okay. Open that up. Ooh, into Blackreach. Okay, this place is really fucking pretty. I don't know what that just did. Oh, hello. Hello. What else can see me right now? Oh.
That's it. That's your best.
I just kind of want to explore this area first before we continue, because this is really fucking pretty. This field laboratory. Wow. Rivisen Nernrood. I'm 611 years old. I have never had children of my own, but I have had many nieces and nephews and cousins who have been raised with the tales and traditions of our ancient illustrious and occasionally notorious clan of the Direni. Few families in Tamriel can boast so many famous figures, wielding so much power over the fate of so many. Our warriors and kings are stuff of legends, and it is not to dismiss their honor and their achievements to say you have heard quite enough about them. I myself have never picked up a sword or written an important law, but I am part of a lesser known but still important Direni tradition, the Way of the Wizard. My own autobiography would be of little interest to posterity though my nephew, nieces, and cousins indulge me to tell wild tales of life in the chaotic second era of Tamriel. But I have a few ancestors whose stories should be told. They may have changed history as we know it, as dramatically as my better known relatives, but their names are in danger of being forgotten. Most recently, Lizandus, the king of Daggerfall, was able to conquer his ancient enemies of Sentinel in part thanks to his court sorceress Medora Direni. Her grandfather, Javron Direni, was imperial battle mage to the court of the Dunmer Empress of Tamriel, Katria, assisting her in creating peace in a time of turmoil. His great-great-grandfather, Deladil Direni, had a similar role with the first Dotentate and encouraged the Guild Act, without which we would not have all the professional organizations we have today. His ancestors, many times back, was with witch Raven Direni, who with her better-known cousins Aiden and Ryan? That's a weird way to spell Ryan. Brought an end to the tyranny of the latter Alessian Empire. Before the Disigics of Artaeum, it is said she created the art of enchantment, learning how to bind a soul into a gem and use that to ensorcel all manners of weaponry. But it is the story of an ancestor even more ancient, more distant than Raven I wish to tell. Asliel Direni harkens back to the humble beginnings of our clan in the tiny farming village of Tirigel on the banks of the river Kimois, which was then called the Dyren, hence the family name. Like all the Somerset Isles in those days, he was a simple planter of the fields. But while others only grew enough to sustain their immediate kin, even distant cousins of the Direnis worked together. They would decide as a group which fields were best for wheat, orchard, vines, livestock, or apiary, and thereby always have the best yields of any farm which worked alone, doing the best as it could with what it had. Asliel had a particularly poor farm for most kind of agriculture, but small herbs found its stony, loamless, acidic soil very comfortable. Out of necessity, more than anything else, he became an expert on all manners of herbs. For the most part, of course, they were used in flavoring cooking, but as you know, hardly any plant grows on the surface of our world without a magical potential. Even so long ago, witches already were in existence. It would be ridiculous for me to suggest that Asliel Durrani invented alchemy. What he did, what we can all be grateful for, is that he formulated it into an art and science. There were no witches, covens in Tyrigel, and of course there would be no mages guild yet for thousands of years. So people would come to him for cures. He learned for himself the exact formula for combining black lichen and rue brush to create a cure for all manners of poison, and the amount of willow anther to crush and mix with chokeweed to cure diseases. There were few much greater threats in Tyrigel in those peaceful days than diseases or accidental poisonings. Yes, there were some dark forces in the wilderness, trolls, chimera, the occasional malevolent fairy folk, and will-o'-the-wisp, but even the youngest, most foolish Altmer knew how to avoid them. There were, however, a few unusual threats which Asliel had a hang of defeating. One of those tales told of him that I believe to be true is how he was brought a young niece who had been suffering from an unknown disease. Despite his ministrations, she grew weaker and weaker every morning. Finally, he gave her a bitter-tasting drink, and the next morning ashes were found all around her bed. A vampire had been feeding on the poor girl, but Asliel's potion had turned her very blood into poison, without harming her in the least. If only this formula had not been lost in the mists of history. This would have been enough to make him a minor but significant figure in the annals of early Somerset, but at that point in history, a barbarian tribe called the Lokvar had found their way down the Dyron River and recognized Tyrigel as a rich target for raids. The Durrani had been not being warriors yet, but simply farmers, were helpless and could only flee and watch the Lokvar take the best of their crops raid after raid. Asliel, however, had been experimenting with the vampire dust and brought his cousins to him with a plan. The next time the Lokvar were sighted in the Dyron, the word went out, and all the most able-bodied came to Asliel Laboratory. When the barbarians arrived in Tyrigel, they found the farms deserted and assumed that all had fled as usual. As they set about stealing the bounty, they suddenly found themselves under attack by invisible forces. Believing the Durrani farms to be haunted, they ran away very quickly. They attempted a few more raids, for their greed would always eventually overpower their fear, and each time they were set upon by attackers who they could not see. As barbaric as they were not stupid, and they changed their mind about the source of their defeat. It could not be that the farms were haunted, because the crops were still being tended and harvested, and the animals seemed to show no fear. The Lokvar decided to send a scout to the farm to see if they could spy their secrets. The scout sent word back to the Lokvar that the Durrani farms were populated with fresh flesh and blood, entirely visible Altmer. He continued to watch as his barbarian cohorts moved down the river, and he saw the elderly and children flee for the hills, while the able-bodied farmers and their wives went to the Asliel laboratory. He saw them go in. He saw no one come out. As usual, the Lokvar were repelled by invisible forces, but their scout soon told them that what he saw happening in the laboratory. The next night, two of the Lokvar approaches Asliel's farm very stealthily and managed to kidnap him without alerting the rest of the Durrani. The Lokvar chieftain, knowing that the farmers could no longer count on the alchemist to make them invisible, considered an immediate attack on the farms. But he was a vengeful sort, and felt he had been humiliated by these simple farmers. A crafty plan emerged in his mind. What if the Durrani, who always saw his barbarian tribe coming, for once did not? Imagine the slaughter, if no one even had a chance to flee. The scout had told the chieftain that Asliel had used the dust of vampire to make the farmers invisible, but he was not sure what the other ingredient had been. He decided an incandescent powder that Asliel had mixed into the dust. Asliel, of course, refused to help the Lokvar, but they were experts in torture as well as pillage, and he knew he would have to talk or die. Finally, after hours of torture, he agreed to tell them what the incandescent powder was. He did not know the name, but he called it glow dust, the only remains of a slain will-o'-the-wisp. He told them they would need a lot of it if they wanted to turn the whole tribe invisible for the raid. The Lokvar grumbled that not only did they have to find and kill a vampire to attain his dust, but find and kill several will-o'-the-wisps to get theirs. In a few days' time, they came back with the ingredients the alchemist asked for. The chieftain, not being a complete idiot, made Asliel taste the potion first. He did as he was told and turned invisible, demonstrating that it did truly work. The chieftain put him to work creating more. No one apparently noticed that while he did, he was nibbling on black lichen and ruebrush. The Lokvar took the potion as he doled it out, and soon, but not too soon that they didn't suffer, they were all dead. A scout who had seen Asliel mixing the invisibility potion had apparently mistook the glow of the candlelight in the laboratory for an incandescent which the second ingredient of the invisibility potion did not possess. The second ingredient was actually dull, simply redwort, one of the most common herbs in Tamriel. When they had insisted during torture that Asliel tell them what the incandescent powder was, Asliel remembered that he had once experimentally mixed glow dust and vampire dust together once and created a powerful poison. It was simple enough to steal a little redwort from the barbarian's camp mix that with the vampire and glow dust mixture and create a potion that was in fact an invisibility poison. After curing himself, he gave the poison to the barbarians. The Lokvar, being dead, never again raided the Dureni farms, and having no other enemies, they were able to grow more and more prosperous and powerful. Generations later, they left Somerset and began their historic adventures on the Tamriel mainland. Asliel Dureni because of his excellence as an alchemist, was invited to the Artaeum and became a Dizigic. It is not known how many more of the common formulas we know today were invented by him, but I have no doubt the science and art of alchemy as we know it today would not exist without him. But that is all of the distant past. Asliel's innovations, like my modest ones, like the achievements of the Durenis throughout history, are but a stepping stone to the wonders which will come in the future. I wish I could be there to witness them, but if I can only share some of the past with the children of Dureni and the children of Tamriel, then I will consider my life well spent. That's a good story, actually.
Would it be foolish to stop for a while and light a fire?
Yes. Oh. His field journal. We must read it. Alright. His journal. Field journal. Discover the significance of Crimson. Oh, okay. 4E58, second seed Midas. Spent a large portion of my life unraveling the mystery of the Nirn root, and yet I still feel unfulfilled. The trilling sound this strange herb emits seems to taunt me, to push me even harder to discover its secrets. Even after a generous and indomitable traveler became a field collector in my stead, and provided me with 5 score of the Nirn root, I was only able to muster what I consider a mediocre alchemical creation at best. This only served to strengthen my hunger and whet my appetite for the solution. It wasn't until over 50 years later that the answer to my prayers was carried into my basement workshop at the Westweld Inn. The first thing I heard was the familiar tone, that unmistakable warble unique to the Nirn root. But when I turned around, my heart leapt and a chill ran down my spine. This was indeed a Nirn root, but of a variety the likes of which I have never seen. The herb was awash in a spectacular array of red hues, each leaf seemingly emblazoned with innumerable variations of crimson. I couldn't move. I was completely transfixed. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined a species of Nirn root with such a unique property. After an awkward silence, I finally managed to stammer out a few questions to the traveler who'd brought me the treasure. He told me his name was Obeth Arnesian, a treasure seeker from Skyrim. Apparently, he'd been exploring a vast subterranean network of grand caverns called Blackreach and had stumbled across what he dismissed as a noisy red weed. His expedition was largely unsuccessful, and he didn't want to leave the caves empty-handed, so Obeth picked one of the Crimson Nirn root to bring home. He said that it took some time, but eventually he was pointed my way, and that perhaps I'd pay a fair price for it. Before I could gather my wits and ask anything else, Obeth offered to sell me the Crimson Nirn root sample, a map showing me how to find Blackreach, and a strange key needed to breach its outer defenses. It took me mere moments to decide. Obeth left Skingrad 1,000 septims richer, but I would have easily paid 10 times that amount to obtain the sample alone. It took a year of planning, but I was able to pack up and sell my workshop and make my way to Skyrim. Before delving headfirst into Blackreach, I knew I needed to set up a new laboratory, but wished to do so in seclusion. After making inquiries at the College of Winterhold, of which I was an honorary member, I was directed to speak to Avrusa Serethi, a student of botanical alchemy who had a small farm near the city of Riften. By bartering my knowledge of nirnroot cultivation, I was able to secure Serethi Farm as a launching point for my field research. I kept the knowledge of the Crimson Nirnroot a secret from Arvusa, but imparted everything else I knew to her in exchange for her hospitality. A few months passed, but I was finally ready to enter Blackreach. I used the runed lexicon that Obeth had provided and descended into the depths. My goal was to gather enough Crimson Nirnroot to produce my greatest alchemical creation to date. I was certain it would take at least 30 of them to provide the necessary catalyst. This brings me to the present. My initial research seems to indicate that the Crimson Nirnroot has a similar affinity for moisture as the garden variety, but also maintains some sort of symbiotic relationship with the enormous fungi that inhabits Blackreach. It's my guess that the fungi itself is a source of water, absorbing it from the moist subterranean air like a sponge. This provides the ideal environment for the Nirnroot to grow. Unfortunately, the Crimson Nirnroot appears to have a vastly shortened lifespan, and they are in no way plentiful down here. Gathering 30 of them will be quite the challenge, but hopefully the denizens of Blackreach will allow me to gather my samples unhindered. Wow, this guy came down here and died all for a plant. That's kind of sad.
Oh,
Don't you owe me? That was disgusting. I don't know that I like this spot. How had better not hatch too. Wow. This place is so beautiful. Hey, yo. Where's my goat? And my sidekick? I don't know where my goat and my sidekick are. Okay. Well, I got my goat and my sidekick back, so down we go. Wrecked. Hell yeah. This place is so pretty. Good God, these fucks are ugly. Seriously. Well, that looks like a guardian of some sort. Well, that was pretty easy. Or a Calcum. I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't get enough ores or anything, so probably should. I don't know whomst I'm sneaking around, but I'll take it. So I guess holding my breath actually does have its benefits. Okay, we're a third of the way there. Okay, so there must be a way up onto this, is my guess.
God's willing, we'll find a chest full of gold in one of these chambers.
Okay, that's definitely not it. Aha! Already killed the fucks that were up here. Ooh, Helmet of Illusion. Gold. Warhammer of Sparks. There's some real nice goodies in these ruins, I'll tell you that. Okay, there's another guardian right there. Easy. Ooh, geode vein? What is this? Whatever it is pretty. Ooh, it just gives me whatever. Okay.
Yol!
Fucking Christ. You don't say. There's another geode ore right there. Common soul gem? What? I can get soul gems from those? God damn. I'm keeping my eyes open for all the geode veins. Christ. Oh, I almost walked right over one. Keep your eyes peeled, chat. So many soul gems. Yes. Silent City catacombs, huh? Oh. Last Warhammer. Taking it. Standing just menacingly around the corner. Mercurio, you're in the way. Thank you. Oh. Lol, there were stairs in the middle. I'm dumb. I was not very catacomby, I'm gonna be honest. There's another Nern root right there. Morons. Broski, I ain't even actually in combat. Silent ruin. Okay. Ruby. So good to know that I can find them inside as well occasionally. Dead. Dead, 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 dead. Give me them soul gems. Yes! Soul gems. Ooh, glass arrows? Cool. Emerald, flawless amethyst, grand soul gem.
Times like this, I truly appreciate the joys of a warm fire and a stiff drink.
Whatever, you drunk. Okay, I am getting kind of heavy now. Where are you, Mercurio? Where'd you go? There you are.
Divine smile on you, friend. I am an apprentice wizard, not a pack mule. Oh, very well, but make it.
Oh, well, clearly I never took everything off of him. Give, 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 give. Okay, I think that's good enough for now.
Lead on.
Another door? Interesting. Okay, so... Great lift of that one. Remind me to go to that one, because I'm gonna go sell some shit and empty my inventory. I cannot fast travel while enemies nearby. What enemies? Fucking ice wraith. Fucking rude. Now let me go to Wayrun. Sell some shit. Store some shit. Probably should have just traveled straight to Blackreach, but I'm an idiot. So it's fine. Or not Blackreach. Fuck. Dragon's Reach. I'm still enjoying this very much, and I'm glad that other people have been as well, because it's hard to find games nowadays that people will still come to watch, you know? If it's not Minecraft, then, you know.
What do you mean? All right, what is it?
That's not what I meant to do. No.
I am an apprentice wizard, not a pack mule.
You can keep one of those. Also, I didn't mean to take literally everything. Okay, that'll do for now. Alright then. Alright. And level up. And stamina. And archery. What is this? Requires 70. And I'm what? Level 65. Alright. We'll just save our point. We'll just save our point for now.
Damn those gray mains to a blue. They want to storm cloaks.
Whatever, Idoloff. Idoloff? I don't know. Whatever the fuck your name is. Okay, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real fast. I will be right back. Alright. Let's go sell shit to Bellathor. And to the one dude bro. Before I forget. Put that on. Bellathor's General
Got
Goods.
something for just about everybody in here.
What have you got for sale, my good man?
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Good lord, you're cheap. Good lord, this man is cheap. Ah.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
And you know what? I don't even care. I just...
Till next time.
Yeah. 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 Can sell some shit to this lady.
I'm sure you'll find it.
What do we got for sale? Potions. Sell, sell, sell. Meh. Meh. Meh.
Come back.
Okay. That was the wrong door. And... run down here to the War Maidens. I said War Maidens, not watermelons, but okay. Yes, good doing business with you so that I can punch you in the face and get you to restock your shit. What are you doing? Punching you because I can.
Until next time.
The amount of shit that you actually can't sell is kind of crappy. I'm not gonna lie.
You're someone who can get.
Divine smile on you. I am an apprentice wizard, not a pack mule. Oh, very well, but make it quick. Let's get going then.
I don't need to protect yourself or deal with damage.
Whatever.
Don't forget to check shop.
Alright, and then back to the house. Store some stuff. Oh my god, I forgot to unload my goat. Okay, if I knew having children in this game was going to be this annoying, I never would have adopted her. Not to say that she isn't still an absolute angel. But, God. Okay, what else do I have in my inventory? Quite a bit. I don't know, I guess I'll put that in there. Oops, not the ingots. Fuck. Why do I have a spoon? I just gotta stick the spoon in here, because it's random. Spoon. Quill. What else is random? Inkwell. Empty skooma bottle. Charcoal. Sure. Oh my god. I guess I should go down there and deal with it so that she stops pestering me about that. Okay. I haven't even done anything to the basement yet, I don't think. Oh, there's fucking skeevers down here. There, dealt with. Alright, one more trip to Whiterun.
Best offense is a good defense.
Alright. We're gonna sell the last of our stuff, and then I think we'll save the rest of this adventure for next time, so that we can switch over to some haunting Call of Duty.
Damn shame.
Oh, another corpse for the pile.
You're someone. Got some good blades, helmets. Check inside the shop. I don't.
Another corpse for the pile.
Okay. Nope. We'll save there. We'll call it good for Skyrim. So those of you on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you want to catch us live, twitch.tv/kittendeath18. Other than that, appreciate the YouTube squad watching.